No, I'm not afraid of the Koch brothers. Koch brothers, 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 Koch budget, Kochtopia, Kochtopia, Koch budget, Ryan Koch budget, Ryan Koch budget, Koch Ryan budget, Koch budget, Koch budget.
All right, in keeping with our new policy, when we play Harry Reid sound bites, first I say, wake up! And then I say, I'm sorry for running that soundbite. But this one, actually, I don't think he had to say, we didn't have to say wake up or sorry, because it was actually entertaining, and I'm sure you stayed awake through it, because it wasn't a real Harry Reid, cogent thought, or what passes as one for Harry Reid. It was a compilation of, you heard it. And joining us now is the man who wrote the column on it today, our friend Charles Hurd of the Washington Times. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Steve.
Do you like that little bit of entertainment there?
Yeah, no, that's really great. Although, it goes so fast, it sounds like he's having some sort of seizure or something. And, at some point, we have to stop and consider the fact that maybe either Harry Reid has become possessed by something, by some spirit, maybe by Satan himself, or he literally has gone insane, which I think is entirely possible, in which case, maybe we shouldn't be making fun of it.
Well, I don't know what the deal is, but he certainly is obsessed, if not possessed, obsessed with the Koch brothers. And, before we get to many parts of it, and this is something you and I have discussed before, that a Senate Majority Leader of the United States of America would take to the floor of the Senate repeatedly trashing and calling un-American and basically, in my view, giving anybody who wants to attack these guys a free pass to do so. To the point where if I was them and I didn't have security, which I'm sure they do, I would hire it, making them into the villains of the world, and they're private citizens.
Steve, it is absolutely staggering. It is absolutely staggering to me because people get caught up, and I understand it. They're very successful people. They're very wealthy people. They have massive corporations. They employ some 50,000 people, some 75,000 people around the world. 50,000 in America. They pay a lot of taxes. They're part of the Uber 1%. I get all of that. But when you strip it all away, at the end of the day, they are private citizens. That's what they are. They are not. They do not hold elective office. They pay their taxes. I'm sure they pay their taxes. Good gracious! Can you imagine how much the IRS has made darn sure that the Koch brothers have paid their taxes?
Well, we know they paid their taxes because Harry Reid said that Romney did not, and he did. So if they had not, he would have been all over it, I'm sure.
He would have been all over that.
But you know what else, Charles? As you point out in your piece, the Koch brothers have given hundreds of millions of dollars to build hospital wings and cancer centers and all kinds of charities, and they're still public enemy number one to Harry Reid, who wouldn't help a kid with cancer, if you recall.
Yeah, that's right. And the reason that Harry Reid hates the Koch brothers is because of how much they have given to electoral politics, as if giving money to electoral politics is somehow an evil thing. Oh my goodness, where does he get that? But wipe all of that off the table, Steve. Forget all of the good works and forget whether you like the Koch brothers or hate the Koch brothers, whatever. They're private citizens. And the idea that the majority leader of the United States Senate can go to the floor of the Senate and disparage and defame and slime and slander private citizens and is protected for doing that is just, it's breathtaking.
But Harry Reid could not do this to Mitch McConnell. You can't do it to another senator, right?
Mitch McConnell couldn't do it to Harry Reid. Harry Reid is standing in the well of the Senate, where not only is he protected from libel laws and slander laws, he's protected for what he says about sliming these private citizens. Not only that, but he is also protected from having any other senator in the Senate come on the floor and call him out on it and treat him in the same way because it is against Senate debate rules to even mention all that sort of archaic behavior where senators go to the floor and they refer to my friend from whatever state.
Right.
All of that is in adherence to Senate debate law rules that prohibit a senator from saying anything about calling another senator out, and let alone to actually question his motives or to say something bad. Heck, you're not even allowed to say something bad about another senator's state. And so it's just, to me, it's the most bullying, dreadful, out of control sort of nasty gutter politics that I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, I can think of nothing like it. And then yesterday, if I don't know if this actually took place, I'm assuming it did, but they showed an anti-Koch brother documentary in the Capitol, which apparently they found some room that it wouldn't be a violation of rules, and Reid and Pelosi were involved in showing this anti-Koch brother documentary.
It's so amazing. It reveals how desperate I think Democrats are right now, because of course polling shows most people they don't obviously nobody super rich people are never that beloved, especially business people are never that beloved. But most people don't know who these people are, and even more people don't hate them. But of course, polls show that Harry Reid is far more loathed by voters than are the Koch brothers. But I also just think at the end of the day, things like tactics like this, voters usually kind of see through it. They roll their eyes, and then they vote the people out of office. Is kind of what usually happens. And I think that I know that there's a million different ways to split the tea leaves from last night's GOP primary elections. But at the end of the day, I think that one thing that we are seeing is Republicans as a whole are sort of, or conservatives are coalescing generally back together and moving more in the same direction, which is, whether that's good news for the establishment GOP or the Tea Party, without getting into all that, it's definitely bad news for Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi, and Democrats in Congress.
Absolutely, you would think. The president spoke today about the veterans scandal, and Drudge, of course, has it posted up there that a link to a story where Obama promised to fix the veteran system because the veterans were being so mistreated and underserved under Bush. And yet they expect us to believe that Obama found out about this scandal a month ago when he saw it on CNN. I mean, the chutzpah, the lies, the outright blatant, bald-faced, you could keep your health care lies just never, ever stop.
Yeah. I mean, the Koch brothers never did that. I'd like to know how many people have lost their health care coverage because of the Koch brothers. I tell you how many people have probably, I can assure you there are tens of thousands of people who have gained health insurance because of the Koch brothers. I wonder how many.
You're talking to the 55 or 60,000 people they employ, right?
Yeah, of course. And I'd like to see how many have actually lost it because of them. I doubt. I'm sure that President Obama will go to his grave having kept the record for people for disenfranchising people from their health care coverage.
Yeah, it's just awful. And now, again, a story on Drudge is that we're going to be fighting terrorism. We're ramping it up. We're ramping it up with tweets. We have hashtag diplomacy, and now we have the war on terror on Twitter.
Hashtag diplomacy. I tell you, it's just so funny because the left they'll do anything except acknowledge that American power can be a really good thing and can resolve horrible situations like this. But they would rather just sit around and tweet. Because it's all about just sort of feeling better about yourself.
Absolutely, and some people who are not feeling better about themselves, there's a poll out today, and it says that 47% 47% of unemployed people have completely given up looking for a job. Now, that's why you have those 40%, almost half the people looking if this is true, are not considered in the workforce anymore. They're not considered part of the problem anymore. They don't exist anymore in the eyes of the government, so they don't count anymore. That's why the unemployment rate has dropped from where it was when Obama took over to where it is now, because people they know they can't find a job anymore.
Yeah, no, it's the new Obama economy, and I don't know that I don't know that it's going anywhere either. I mean, you have a record number of people on disability now. 10 million plus are drawing disability, which I'm sure a good number of them really are not able to work.
And by the way, Charlie, just an aside, we had the director of Social Security under George W. Bush on yesterday, and I just happened to ask him. He was talking about we were talking about the veterans and all that, and I said, well, I haven't heard about Social Security in a long time. He said, what we really need to talk about immediately is disability, not veterans' disability, but overall. He says that's going belly up in 2016. It's over.
Yeah. No, people think that this can go on forever, and it's very much why the establishment Republicans find themselves in such a quandary with their base. It's that a lot of people realize that this game can't go on forever, and these things end, and when they end very, very badly, and either you're going to you see massive spikes in taxes, or you see massive drop-offs in benefits, and either one presents its own set of problems. And I don't see. I mean, it's got to give. Something's got to give one way or the other. And of course, the Democrats, they love to talk about how you just need to pay your fair share.
Right.
Pay more. And but of course, remember, there was a solid 2 years where the Democrats controlled the White House, they controlled the House, and they had a filibuster-proof majority in the United States
They did
Senate.
nothing.
Did nothing. They could have jacked they could have jacked taxes up.
They
to
could have
99%.
done anything they wanted for 2 whole years on any issue, women's issues. They did nothing. Hey, how are the Washington Nationals doing? Okay.
They're still up above 500. They're struggling. A lot of injuries.
All right, because if they need a manager, I had one sitting here with me yesterday. His name is Willie Randolph, and he is great. He's always been great, and he managed the Mets greatly and got screwed by them in 2008. And the guy can't get a managerial job for nothing. And he's got a lot of World Series rings as a player and a coach. So keep that in mind when the Nationals turn to you one day and say, who could we hire? You could in turn come to me, and I'll go to Willie.
There we go.
All right. Hey, Charles, always great to talk to you, sir.
Thanks, Steve.
Take care. Charles Hurt, ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times. You know him, you love him. Check out his latest story on Harry Reid. Yes. I don't even know how this. I mean, I wish the Koch brothers could sue this guy. I mean, I give up. I almost give up. But I will never give up, for real. All right, we're coming back with the wife of the pastor being held in Iran and their attorney. Don't miss it.